Have you ever wondered about the structure of your day? How about the structure of your community and where you live at? How people know when to take the bus or when to go to the movies, what movies are showing? Well, in this lesson, we're going to learn about reading schedules. Schedules help us to structure our lives and account for time in a meaningful way. And this is all part of our unit on independent living math skills so that we can independently navigate the communities in which we live. All right. So, what is a schedule? Well, a schedule is a visual representation of our routines and responsibilities. These are activities that occur at a specific time and date. So, a schedule helps us to manage our time wisely and to be accountable for work, for school, for our personal lives. And schedules really just they allow us to actively participate in our community. They let us know what's going on so that we can choose or elect to participate in ongoing events. And so the picture here that I have is actually our high school schedule. It is the current schedule that we are using for distance learning. And as you'll see, this schedule is it incorporates what we would call a weekly schedule. So it breaks down time of day according to the day of the week, and it notifies us what classes we are supposed to attend on that day. So on Mondays, you have periods 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then on Tuesdays, you had periods 4, 5, 6, and 7 if you have a seventh period. And the same for 0 period. Those typically aren't mandatory. Usually it's periods 1 through 6. And then Wednesdays are purely distance learning. And so, how would you know? Well, you'd have to consult or check this schedule to determine what you're supposed to be doing on that day, what class you should be in, what time the class runs. And so, this is really important, like I said, so that you're accountable and managing your time wisely for school, because you can get in trouble if you don't attend your classes, right? So, these are examples of other schedules that you might see. To the left is a bookstore work schedule, and it's according to week. And so this schedule tells me the names of the individuals who are working at the bookstore. That's the first column on the left. And then the subsequent columns tell me the day of the week from Sunday to Saturday. And so it tells us what day the person's working. It looks like Mr. or Mrs. Bourne is working on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and it tells us what time as well. They're working 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday and Monday, and then 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Tuesday. So this is helpful. This is something that you'll encounter once you have a job, and it's really, really important for you to know your schedule and to adhere to your schedule, because this is how you earn money. This is how you are responsible and accountable to yourself and your coworkers and your employer. And we definitely don't want to be absent from our job. We don't want to miss a shift. To the right, we have a TV schedule. So this was from 2 months ago. It is the 31 Nights of Halloween from Freeform. And this schedule is organized according to the day of the month. So it has all the way from October 1st to October 31st, and it tells us the time and the name of the movie that is showing that day. So this is just one example of a schedule that you might follow is a TV or movie schedule. All right, so in this lesson, we're going to focus on two different types of schedules. That's daily schedules and weekly schedules. So how to read a daily schedule. A daily schedule is set up so that the activities correspond to a specific time, often each hour, in one given day. So when you think of a daily schedule, it's activities that occur throughout a single day. People create personal daily schedules to keep track of their actions. For example, did I complete that assigned activity on time or not? And to also give structure to their day. So right here, what we have is a personal daily schedule. It lists out the times on the left column, as well as the general idea or what we're going to be doing in the middle. And then a more detailed description is on the right. So when you're looking at a schedule, it'll typically be oriented into a table. It'll have columns and rows, and it just depends. You'll have to be able to read the schedule to determine which column or row is the time, and then which column or row is the activity or the uh, event that you'll be participating in. So examples of daily schedules besides a personal daily schedule, there's a movie daily schedule. So if you go to the movies, it'll tell you what movies are showing that day. And there's also your class daily schedule. Your class daily schedule is what classes you are going to be taking for that day. We kind of have a class daily schedule in Miss Morris's class, right? You log in. If it's Monday, we all log in at 9 o'clock. If it's Tuesday, depending on what group you're in, if you're group 1, 2, or 3, you know that you have a specific time to log into our Zoom meeting. And your class schedule will become a little more complicated should you end up going to a university or a community college, because then you'll be taking multiple classes that occur at different times of the day, some of them on the same day, and you'll need to keep track of that so that you can show up and be a responsible student. All right, how to read a weekly schedule. A weekly schedule highlights important events that occur throughout the week, so Monday through Sunday. So the biggest difference is that instead of breaking down each hour of the day, a weekly schedule breaks down each day of the week, and it's really helpful for tracking special events. Okay, so it's just basically the highlight of that day. What is something important that you need to do? Is it a chore activity? What's on your schedule? What are you supposed to be doing that day? So if you have a doctor's appointment, right, you probably want to put that on a weekly schedule. You'll still need to note the time, but you don't need to put that necessarily on a daily schedule because it's not a recurring event. Daily schedules are more for recurring events. Weekly schedules are for events that might occur weekly or every other week, every other day, that kind of thing. Your class assignments. Your class assignments will differ according to the day of the week. They're not always the same, although you always have an assignment. So a good way to track it is using a weekly schedule like the one shown. And of course, your work schedule, like the bookstore work schedule that we looked at earlier. So what days you are working versus what days you are off. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. We're going to look at 2 examples of schedules. This right here is a schedule, a mock schedule, I should say, of a game calendar, a professional hockey team's schedule. Okay, so I'm looking at it, and luckily I can tell each column has a title, and the information tells us below. This is the home team, the away team, the venue or where the game will take place at, the date and time of the game, and tickets. Are they for sale and how much do they cost? So let's look at question 1. Question 1 says, who are the Ducks playing on 2/6/18? On February 6, 2018. All right, so that's a date. So I know right away I need to go to the date column, and now I need to find the date that corresponds with February 6th. This is February 4th, and right here I have February 6th. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the Ducks and see who they're playing against. They're the away team for this game, so they're going to be playing against the Coyotes, all right, the Arizona Coyotes. Question number 2 asks us, who are the Sharks playing on February 8th, 2018? Well, let's go back to our date and time column. You're going to go down until you see February 8th, 2018, which happens to be right here. We know that we're looking for who the Sharks are playing, so the Sharks aren't going to play themselves. They will be playing the home team, which is the Anaheim Ducks. So notice how I'm using my knowledge of the schedule, the structure of the schedule, to answer questions based on the schedule, okay? Who are the Ducks playing on February 4th, 2018? Well, going back to date and time, I find February 4th. I'm looking for who the Ducks are playing against, and it looks like they're playing against the home team, which is the Kings, the Los Angeles Kings. The last question asks me, who are the Senators playing on February 10th, 2018? Well, let's go back to our date and time column right here. So who are the Senators playing against? Here's the Senators, the away team. They're playing against the Anaheim Ducks, of course, and the Ducks are the home team in this case. Okay, here's another example of the schedule. This is, of course, a movie schedule. Movie theaters might have different schedules. You can often look them up online beforehand instead of purchasing in the spur of the moment. So I have right here the cost of the movies. So before 12, it's $5. After 12, it is $9. This is for the date of Friday, November 17th. And right here, I have my movies on the left side, and then the movie showing times on the right side. So let's look at question number 1. It asks us, what is the latest showing of Finding Dory? Now, if you've ever been to a movie theater, the way it's organized is earlier times come first, and then later times are at the end of the schedule. So I'm looking for Finding Dory. I know that this is the earliest showing, so to find the latest, I go to the end, and it is 5:00 p.m. All right. Which movie has the latest showing overall? Well, you're going to want to go to the time area, and you're going to look for which movie takes place latest. These are all PM. So 5 p.m., 11 p.m., 10 p.m., or 8:20 p.m. Which one's later? That's right. It is 11 p.m. That's the latest showing that they're offering for the day. Number 3, how much would 2 tickets to Deadpool cost? Well, let's look. It seems like all of the movies for Deadpool take place after 12, so we wouldn't get the matinee price, which is early morning, early afternoon. We'd have to pay general admission. So we know general admission is $9 per ticket. So if it's 2 tickets, I'm going to multiply 9 times 2, or I can add 9 plus 9. So the cost of 2 tickets to Deadpool is $18. Good job. All right, the last question, number 4. How much would 2 tickets to the 10 a.m. showing of Finding Dory cost? Here's a great question. It tells us the time, it tells us the movie. They're asking us simply for the cost. So as you remember, 10 a.m. takes place before 12 p.m. So we're going to be paying the matinee price or the general admission price. The matinee price, which is $5 per ticket, and they want 2 tickets. So you can do $5 times 2 or $5 plus $5 to find the cost for 2 tickets, which is $10. Excellent.